Hello, hello, everyone. We are back with another feisty episode of Mute Me, your favorite debate show here on ESPN Cricinfo. As usual, I'm Alexis Nunes, and we have decided to leave Australia, India, that glorious test series in the past, reluctantly for some, I know. And now it is all about India up against England. So that's exactly what our panelists are experts at. We have got Raunak Kapoor, Gaurav Sundararaman, and hailing all the way from England himself, Gardner, the second best here today after mine. All right, guys, so they're absolutely ready. Let me just remind you of the rules. Each of the panelists will have 60 seconds within which to present their arguments. However, if after 30 seconds, the other panelists are not buying their arguments, they can mute them. If you're muted twice, that means you got to shut up. But in the spirit of the debate, we might let you back in just to see if you can counteract the argument that counteracted you. Get it? All right, guys, let's start. And in no particular order, let's start with Mr. GS himself, Gaurav Sundararaman, Mr. Statman. What is your topic?
Okay, guys, get ready with your mute symbol. And okay, my topic is India should only play Rishabh Pant and not Vidhiman Saha. So there's always been a lot of debates about whether Saha should play or Pant should play. Pant is the designated keeper batsman for overseas, and Saha is the one for domestic conditions. But I think now Pant has proved to us that he's extremely a good batsman, and we need to give him more opportunities to keep against spinners in India, unless...
Oh, my Jonas brothers. Oh, Gaurav, they didn't even give you a chance to back it up with your stats. Raunak, of course, shock was not feeling it before Alan. So, Raunak, why weren't you buying that argument?
I don't want to even have anyone explain it. The point is made. Pant will play. Pant will always play. There is no, I like Saha, but there's no room for Saha. So I'm in support of Gaurav when I put that mute point out. I've been harping on it ever since the Australia series. Rishabh Pant has to play. There should be absolutely no discussion on this anymore. And therefore, I muted the discussion. Pant plays. Simple.
I do love me some Rishabh Pant. Alan?
Well, I mean, opposite point here. Has Rishabh Pant ever taken a catch off the spinner? I think you've got to play your best keeper at home in tough conditions. Vidhiman Saha is widely acknowledged as the best gloveman going. What madness would it be? I mean, we're going so far down the rabbit hole of batsmen's runs outweigh catches. Just pick the best keeper. Widdy is the man. Rishabh Pant, he's got time to learn how to keep against spinners in, say, Ranji Trophy. You don't put him into a marquee test series and do that to him. Poor guy, we saw him drop catches in Australia, and okay, he's good. He's a good batsman, but pick your best keeper.
England have sent back their best player of spin home. I'm sure India is not going to make that mistake again, Alan.
Yeah. Joe Root's still there, mate.
Oh, I was talking about Johnny Bairstow.
The sledging has begun.
If I could mute a counter, which we can't, but Pant he's dropped a few against spin. I wouldn't say no, but he's not a bad keeper. I maintain that till date. This thing of Pant can't catch a ball is stuff that I think is very unfair to Rishabh Pant.
All right, we'll leave it at that right there, only because things sound like they're already getting spicy, and they're about to get spicier. Alan Gardner, you are next with a juicy of juice topics. Whew, I might even put my armor on for the comments after this one, but Alan, give us your topic.
Okay, so it's a pretty straightforward one, and I think the evidence will back me up. But I'm contending that Joe Root will outscore Virat Kohli in the upcoming series. So people have been casting aspersions on Joe Root's greatness for a while, questioning his Fab Four credentials. But clearly, as we've seen in the last couple of weeks in Sri Lanka, he's got his mojo back. 228 and 186 in Galle, superb in spinning conditions. Sri Lanka could only get him out by running him out, basically. He's in charge of a happy team. He's just turned 30. He's got, he's a veteran of two kids. He's had his mid-career wobble, like Sir Alex Ferguson at United. That's all in the past. He is back and he is on the rise again.
Oh, sorry, Alan. They didn't even want to hear it. You lost him at Sir Alex Ferguson at Man United because Fergie never wobbles. But veteran at 30 with two kids. LOL. Gaurav, you were the first one to mute him. What weren't you buying about that argument?
The only way that's going to happen is if Joe Root plays for India. Otherwise, that's not going to happen. No way. So Sri Lanka was, yes, it's a good performance, tough conditions, but India a completely different opposition altogether. You have Ashwin, who just owned Steve Smith in Australia in his own conditions. I expect him to do the same in India. If not Ashwin, it's going to be Jasprit Bumrah, Ishan Sharma. Just name it. I don't think that's going to happen. So England don't have the quality of bowlers to trouble without Kohli that much. He might get the odd, maybe one test Joe Root might outscore Kohli, but I think overall in the series, undoubtedly Kohli is going to go higher.
Yeah, the only reason that I see that Alan's point could actually hold water is if India gets scores like 488 for one declare, 550 for one declared, where Pujara, Rohit and Gill just do the business. So Kohli doesn't get much to do. So that way, that Joe Root is going to be in at 10 for 2 or 0 for 2 or 2 for 2 or, wherever it is, if he bats 4 assuming. So he'll get more opportunity. So that I do see happening. I'm with Gaurav on this. Kohli is hungry as ever. He would have just craved being part of this historic win in Australia. He comes back to India at a time where his team is getting stronger and he is at home. I see no way that Root's an excellent player and he's very good in India. Let's not forget that. All his criticisms aside, his numbers are pretty good in India. But the quality of India's bowling, I think, will be too much for even Joe Root.
I mean, I think you're forgetting that Virat Kohli hasn't scored a Test 100 since 2019. He went through all of 2020 without scoring. He 750s, no hundreds. That's very Root-esque. I've said it first. And he's going to be up all night changing nappies. So where's he going to get time for nets?
Oh, spoken like someone that's changed a nappy or 50 in their lifetime. All right, we'll leave it there. This is going to be an interesting one. I think we're going to have to revisit this one when the series is all said and done. But finally, let us go to Raunak Kapoor. Raunak, what is your topic?
It's very simple, Alexis. India will win this series 4-0. And I'm going to start now. Yeah. Now, let me preface this by saying I actually think there'll be 4 close test matches, with the series scoreline eventually ending at 4-0. Much like the reverse fixture when India were in England a couple of years back, the series result, as Ravi Shastri said, didn't reflect how close India were in the contest. England won 4-1, but you felt like India had a chance in every test, maybe with the exception of the Lord's Test, to actually make a case for winning those games. So I actually think it'll be closer than most people imagine. The reason I say that is, yes, Root is one of the reasons that I think that it will be close. I think Archer in India could be a real X factor, and therefore there could be some vulnerabilities. There could be a ping ball test that throws open in England's best chance. But I still think on quality, like for like, the fact that England are resting some of their best players doesn't go for them, and I think India will stop.
Oh my goodness, 15 seconds to go, but he got double muted. Alan Gardner, you went first. Why?
I'm assuming Raunak is just trying to bait me here at being offensive. He didn't mention one of England's spinners. I mean, come on, you got 45 seconds in, and Jack Leach, Don Bess, Moeen Ali. I mean, I can take a little bit of sass, but there is. There is only so much that a man can put up with. England are erratic. England are liable to go down heavily, but they will take some casualties with them. I promise you.
Gaurav, did you want to chime in with anything?
I think surely India will win the series, but not 4-0. I think it'll be 3-1 or 3-0 maybe. The chance of rain or draw is also very unlikely. So I think maybe the pink ball test, the one in Ahmedabad in the new venue, England might just pull that off. I just feel that. But otherwise, I'm with Raunak. The chances of India actually losing this is very, very low.
Alexis, how good is your math?
Oh, terrible. I failed math.
Okay. I'll give you a simple equation, right? Full strength Australian team, right? Against full strength England team at home, and England can't win the series outright. Full strength Australian team in Australia, India send their net bowlers and they win. So what happens when not so full strength England team plays full strength Indian team in India? 4-0.
I was gonna say I know that Alan is riding the coattails of England's impressive victories in Sri Lanka, but India period is a different kettle of fish, and India at home is a whole different kettle of fish. So Alan,
those 2 tests in Sri Lanka were England's 2 warm-up games before they actually played.
With all due respect to Sri Lanka massive, but let's be honest, India is a whole other kettle of fish. But now it's time to announce our winner of this edition of Mute Me. And I have deliberated with our producer, and we are going to crown Alan Gardner as the winner, believe it or not, because it took some serious cojones to go and say that Joe Root not might, but will outscore Virat Kohli in this upcoming series. So we'll make him feel like a winner now. At the end of the series, we'll probably bring him back and revisit this topic, and we'll see if he's still feeling like a winner.
The only reason you've done that is Alan's hair, and he's just pointing. I mean, it's gorgeous. I'll give him an award for his hair.
The only thing England are going to win this summer.
Woo!
Just wait till we can't wait to get you back to the Gabba. I mean, to Lords.
Ooh, the sledging has begun.
But India will be in Lords for the final of the World Test Championship, won't they? Will England be there?
Daggers everywhere. Well, thanks as always to Raunak, to Gaurav, and to Alan. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Make sure to tune in to India versus England. Track it all on ESPN Cricinfo. If this is a sign, then it's going to be a very spicy series, and we love ourselves some spice, don't we? Join us next time for another edition of Mute Me.